Every single morning, right before she left for school, my daughter would stand in the empty hallway, face the wall, and whisper, "Good night," and she'd always have this little, secret smile on her face. The strangest part, she was always completely alone. My daughter, Lily, was 6 years old. She was old enough to know how to lie, but still young enough to believe in magic. We had moved into this house just a few months after my husband, her father, passed away. I told myself it was a fresh start, new walls, new memories, a new beginning for both of us. But it seemed Lily wasn't quite ready to leave everything behind, especially not that hallway. It started small, almost unnoticeable. A tiny pause before she came to the kitchen for breakfast. A quick glance over her shoulder as she passed the hall. And then, the whisper, "Good night." It was never goodbye, always good night, as if she was tucking someone in, someone who was sleeping right there in the middle of our busy morning. At first, I just brushed it off. Kids have imaginary friends, right? It's a normal part of growing up. A coping mechanism, maybe. So I ignored it. I let her have her little ritual, her little secret. But curiosity eventually got the better of me. One morning, as she finished her quiet routine, I tried to sound casual. "Hey, sweetie, who are you talking to in the hallway?" She looked at me, her brow furrowed in confusion, as if I should already know the answer. "You know," she said, matter-of-factly. The quiet one. After that conversation, the house felt different. It didn't feel haunted, not in a scary way. It just felt occupied. There was a presence, a stillness that hadn't been there before. Lily's behavior started to change in other small ways too. She began setting an extra spoon at the dinner table, right next to her own plate. She insisted on leaving the hallway light on all night, even though she wasn't afraid of the dark. And every single morning, without fail, the same ritual. The pause, the whisper, the smile, "Good night." I was holding on by a thread, trying to be the strong parent, trying to make sense of it all without letting my own grief cloud my judgment. But one morning, something broke inside me. As Lily turned from the hallway, her face was unusually serious. She looked up at me and said, "Daddy doesn't like the dark." My hands froze around my warm coffee mug. The porcelain felt icy cold against my skin. My breath caught in my chest. Because I had never, not once, told her where he used to stand. I had never shared that detail. That hallway, that exact spot where she stood every morning, was where my husband used to stand every single day before he left for work. He would lean down, kiss her on the forehead, and tell her to have a good day. It was their special routine. Her goodbye to him hadn't disappeared when he did. It had just moved. It had transformed into something new, something only she could understand. That night, after I tucked her into bed, I couldn't just let it go. I knelt down beside her, my heart pounding. I had to know. "Lily," I whispered, my voice trembling just a little. Does he talk to you?" She snuggled deeper into her pillow and shook her head slowly. "No," she murmured, her eyes already half closed. "He just listens." The next morning, I did something different. When Lily went to the hallway, I didn't stay in the kitchen. I went and stood right beside her. I watched her little face, saw the familiar, gentle smile appear as she looked at the empty space. And when she whispered her soft, clear goodnight, I took a deep breath, and I whispered it too. Not because I thought someone was really standing there, but because I finally understood. Love doesn't need a reason. It doesn't need an invitation. And it certainly doesn't need permission to stay. Sometimes what we think children are imagining, they are actually just remembering. They're processing a world that is too big and too complicated, in the only way they know how. If this story felt familiar to you, if it stirred something in your own heart, hold on to that feeling. You're not wrong for remembering, and you are not alone. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to watch more stories like this, please consider subscribing to the channel.